We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Los Angeles has the basketball to Cousins. James to Davis. Anthony Davis. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
I don't think anyone saw this one coming, but it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
Here comes the screen. Livingston defended by Cousins. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Right time, right player.
Can't teach.
Oh,
Garbage.
there.
That's great hustle getting back on D.
Another chance. Anthony Davis sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
LeBron James defended by Thompson. Not going down for him this time.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Alec Burks. Down to Cauley Stein. Cauley Stein powers it through. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They look lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Doesn't get the bounce.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready.
The defense has to find a way to become mentally present in this ball game. Another open look, the offense is picking them apart.
Lakers ball. LeBron against the former Cougar. Here comes the screen. LeBron James. And the Warriors have the rebound. Thompson to bring it into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
It's going to be a long road back, I'm not going to lie to you. But it's only the first quarter, and that's exactly what you needed. You needed to see the ball go in a couple of times.
Livingston across the timeline. Down 11. Jumper's good.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, hedge at him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter, but still keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
Screen coming. Rondo sizing up Cousins. Livingston knocked loose. Lakers have it. Rises for the slam.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Rondo into the front court. Trailing by 11. Here comes the screen. Rondo against Cousins. From the outside, no good.
Woo, I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
Knocked loose. Lakers come up with it. Can't connect from inside. No good. He couldn't get it to drop. Horn sounds ending this first quarter of play. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Possession lies with Golden State to Green. Sizing up the defense. Green. Weighs his options. Draymond Green. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Here comes the screen. Quinn Cook, defended by Draymond Green. To Caldwell Pope. Draymond Green with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Livingston to bring it up. 9-point margin. To Green. Livingston. Short jumper stays out.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
JaVale McGee to Cousins. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
DeMarcus Cousins trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 73%. The free throw is good. Finishing off the three-point play, the lead grows to 12. Warriors have the basketball. To Shaun Livingston. Here's a chance from long range. Livingston can't get that one to go. Defense
Come in.
all over him. Cleans it up.
Can you, where's mama?
Right there.
Grabs his own miss
Well, I can't
and
tell what
scores.
them to
Good
get the
concentration.
close them out the
Bodies
kitchen,
bouncing all
and
around
somebody
on
needs to
that
clean the
layup,
kitchen
with the
because
offense winning that
me and
battle.
Alicia,
But
she
if the
did
defense
laundry
keeps up
and
that
I
kind of
just
pressure,
cleaned the bathroom.
good things are bound to happen.
I cleaned the
To
downstairs
Shaun
bathroom.
Livingston.
I didn't do laundry. I said I cleaned the bathroom.
Oh, he had him there for a second. Knocked loose.
And they just
Tell him to come here.
Danny Green to Bradley. Here comes the screen.
Come on. Go do what y'all supposed to do. Get y'all clothes from the back in the kitchen. Come on.
because mama keep telling y'all.
Come on, get up. Get y'all clothes from downstairs.
Tell them I'm finna come through there.
What? You finna come up where?
What are you putting in my head? No, I'm not gonna be playing.
Oh, y'all clothes in the living room too. You can get it after you do what I told you to do. I told you downstairs. Do what I told you to do. Did you look in the living room? Oh, y'all got your clothes out here already?
I didn't see them bring no clothes up there, so who clothes is down there if it ain't theirs? I told them to go through the ones in the living room.
Bradley to Davis, down low.
All right, see you later.
Not that time.
Yeah, because I'm
And
going to
this
turn the
is
air
where you
conditioner
know
on.
you
It's
have
hot.
the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
That's going to get out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. To Cousins. Davis. Oh, ferocious slam inside. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Knocked loose. And that's going to get out of bounds. It remains Warrior basketball. Livingston. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles around and out.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Livingston. 5 to shoot. Fires the three.
Who is it?
Shot off the mark. Good defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
And Jay, they call the foul.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Curry has it. To Thompson. Here comes the screen. Thompson. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Misses the first. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
Hello. Hey.
And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way.
I'm done with you. Done with you.
To Davis. Won't go. He needs some work on his side. Given how they're defending.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle and not landing.
I ain't worried. Man, you gonna make some money all right. Start off beat that butt.
Lakers have it.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
That's already told you.
Offensive rebound.
That's already told you.
Avery
You
Bradley.
ain't
He's
stripping.
2 for 2 now.
And attention to detail is
He
everything
ain't
for a
gonna
professional
tell you no
scorer
more.
like that. Actually getting it done the hard way.
It's Curry controlling
You
the
gonna take?
offense.
I want to see this. Go ahead. Take one. No, you
Down
ain't.
low,
You
Cauley Stein.
ain't gonna put me involved.
From the painted area, won't go down. Cleans the offensive
Oh,
glass.
that's
Willie Cauley Stein pins it.
Just incredible timing on
Yeah.
that shot.
Curry to Thompson. Nothing going here on that drive.
Yeah.
Steph Curry. He's 3 for 7.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to
The
feel
first
the
thing
game
is,
now. I know it looks like he's just playing around
part
out
of
there,
y'all
trying to
order
get the
is
fans
already
going.
here.
That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Doesn't have the touch. No good.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological.
Yeah, I gotta
battle as a player
go.
offensively.
It said
Was it
I
a
had
great
to send to
contest, or did
Detroit
they just
House,
miss the
so
shot? But
I'm
now you
about
have
to
me
get
thinking
ready and
about.
go over
Get
there
that
at the
out of here.
church.
Message sent,
From
Jay.
my man.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Okay.
Livingston.
Yeah, I want them. The luggage is nice. I was gonna
No good.
show them to
And
my
no
husband.
foul.
And
To James. And look out.
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
right. For the little stuff and stuff. That's with them big dollars.
Cauley Stein.
Let me see what he say first.
The pass set it all up.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Los Angeles. They have it. To James.
Church.
I just gonna make those what's the name? So what was you doing with those thighs?
I'm gonna put. Did you season them?
Of course I did.
I could either bake them or I could fry them.
Okay.
What you don't want them baked, do you?
I do not like. I'm not a fan of baked chicken, but that's what y'all want. That's fine. I just take 3 of them, throw them in the air fryer.
Well, can you just throw them all in the air fryer?
I don't know how it's gonna turn out, so I ain't gonna make something they ain't gonna eat.
Well, hey, on Tuesdays, because I go to church. You know what?
that kind of work is cost money. That kind of convincing costs money.
Wait, what you say, Mr. Reese?
I said that kind of counseling costs money.
He said that kind of counseling costs money.
Yes. And the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Kyle Kuzma at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. Free throws good as they continue to widen their lead. Cauley Stein to Thompson. Has a chance. And they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free 2.
First try, no good. Second one goes. It's a 1 of 2 trip. To James. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Garbage.
And they call it.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Thompson. To Curry. Anthony Davis rejects it. Fourth this contest.
Blocking so many shots only gives your player that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
It's Steph at the controls. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Ah, can't miss those. Livingston across the timeline. His guys down big. Curry to Thompson. Here comes the screen. Down to Cauley Stein. Cauley Stein powers it through. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Thompson. Tough make through traffic.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Shot won't go. Curry with the basketball. Down a bundle. Ah, Steph Curry. 4 out of 10.
It's plain and it's simple. The difference between a winning team and a losing organization is the fact that their ability to finish plays. You have to find a way defensively to finish these type of plays to win this game.
Here comes the screen. Willie Cauley-Stein snatching it out of the air.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
We reach.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Warriors have the basketball. Surveys the floor. Curry. Using the post to his advantage there and the finish at the rim.
Come in.
Equals high percentage.
LeBron into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Down to Green. Strong finish that time for Danny Green.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Curry into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Knocked loose. Curry buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Here comes the screen. James. To Davis. Scores from the post. Lakers at the controls right now. Ah, the monster stuff.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
To Thompson. Yes, Klay Thompson. He has struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Across the timeline comes James. His guys holding the big lead. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
Bread and butter, and there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Here's Curry with it up top. He'll run the offense. To Thompson. Here comes the screen. Wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Danny Green. Screen coming. Danny Green matched up with Bender. To James. Lets it fly from long range. Can't connect.
That's not even what I was trying to do.
To Thompson. Here comes the screen. Thompson. Anthony Davis able to recover with the block. Ooh, 5 now.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Down for Curry. Nice.
See, that's garbage. That couldn't
But
move.
most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
Passed it off. Thompson. Not that time.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
To Green. Down low, Coley Stein.
Oh my God! What were you doing?
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
To Cousins. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Stephen Curry, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 90% at the line. First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. To James. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
LeBron James trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 73%. Free throw good to cap off the three-point play as they continue to open things up here in the third quarter. To Thompson. Green to Thompson for three and splash. Klay Thompson, quick catch and shoot there for three.
This game comes down to micro adjustments. Either mismatches, ball screens, slipping action on those ball screens, quick fades to threes. It just seems like you're actually finding your rhythm offensively.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To Green. Thompson down for Curry. Tough looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
Looks like both teams are making
Plus,
substitutions.
they're gonna yank me.
Steph Curry, defended by Quinn Cook. Gets to the basket, but it's no good. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle.
It's a full-time job.
Yes.
Like crying, sleeping, hydrating so that you can cry more, like dealing with the storage unit that there's stuff in from the deceased, and now I have to go to Florida to the storage unit. Yeah, like it's just the family, everybody being at their worst because of grief, and like it's a full-time job. I mean, it took me like a year.
Mm-hmm. Sure, and I think the other the myth around it is that it's linear, that it will constantly get easier.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not true. I think in some ways the shock wears off. Yes, I don't believe I'm going to see my parents again.
But then
And that's
you
next
have a
the defender
big moment
took
in your
away
life.
the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day.
I've had a
from
really
that
hard
pocket
time
with
recently
consistency.
with people
Now you force them to
post-pandemic
change the
bringing
angle or the
parents.
position of that pocket.
You know, where there's been
chances of them making
something
that
for
shot.
me where I start to almost feel like I'm going to
No
get
good.
to see them too. And then I'm like
James in the
reminded
front
that I
court.
won't.
His guys leading by 14.
My father, who passed away in 2016, but
And he's
before he
fouled.
died,
A
he was
trip to the
sort
line
of
coming up.
Smart play to rip
the
through the
gatekeeper
extended
of a lot
arm of the
memories
defender.
of
That
my
will
mom.
get you to the
And
free throw
an
line
unlikely
every
one,
time.
and not a reliable narrator. And my sisters and I would get so upset because like there were questions we wanted answered.
Yeah.
He was like, I can't remember. You know, just simply couldn't remember.
JaVale McGee.
It was also tricky because you don't live assuming you're going to lose someone soon, so you don't lock
Yes.
things in. You take it all for granted.
Totally. But he arrives in LA.
Knocks
He
down the
presents
first.
a journal to me.
This is your
It's like,
family
I don't-
journal. No, Jesus,
I'm
right.
journal.
Fucking agent Dan
Like-
Frank.
No, my dad was a senator, grew up in the Bronx. You know, tough, a big, thick Bronx accent, tough
2
guy.
for 2 on that trip.
And he turns to me and goes, you know, I can never really tell you how I feel about you. And your mom just knew what to say. She just knew what to say. And I found this.
Over to the right
and
side.
She wrote something.
Steph Curry. guarded by
I'm
Cook.
sweating. I'm sweating.
It was just so beautiful. And I wanted you to have it.
Trying to
Now,
cash
I'm like,
in. Not today.
Let's be realistic.
letter
He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots.
Thanks,
But
Dad.
the
And
more
I think
effort you
after
can
journal now, it
give, you
looks
want to try to
familiar.
tire him out. Take his away. Make
It
him
is
work
open
against the wall.
Scientology
That's how
now.
you win a
I
defensive
open
game.
up the line journal, but on the front there's a love
Willie Cauley-Stein.
about
with
how
the
much I
piece.
mean to this
That's why
person,
a rim
what they
protector
feed
is a
me.
necessity in this
And I
game.
said, Dad, this is
Draymond
my
Green.
friend has
Quiet
girl.
night. We're 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
2 points.
Are
Take
you
them
also
anywhere you
dating?
can get 'em.
And conflated this?
With the rock.
Not
This is the back of my. It says "Stay cool"
Right
over to you in the
is.
fall.
And I knew because
This
it's
is a yearbook.
It was a seventh grade birthday gift.
To
And
James.
the writing was so
Nice
beautifully
pass to
simple,
get
but
things
also
going.
like
The maturity of
greater.
one of Dame's greatest on full display.
And there's a
LeBron James
heart.
is
She's
still
still
proving that
holding
he
the
can
egg.
get it.
Do you think like
I love the fact that he recognizes
You know.
less is more now. LeBron James
You know, what a
2007,
Half the
every
words are
player's a
spelled
dog. Now it
incorrectly,
just
Dad.
happens once in a while.
It's
Enjoy
so
the greatness.
confusing. As someone that now is at a point where my coping mechanism of sadness is
Substitution
actually
made in
crime,
this one.
yeah, which is what it should have always been, but we now it's push it down, make jokes, be silly, be irreverent, whatever. Eat, hide,
Sure.
drink. What I now when I'm, and that's what I define happiness as is when you're things are good, you're happy. When things are bad, you're sad. It's not about when things are bad, you're happy. That's insanity. That's not happiness, right? It's just being able to have the appropriate reaction to something. If something's sad, you should cry. Whereas I used to be if something was sad, I'd be like, everything's fine. I'm just gonna make a bunch of like corny jokes and just like
But you
talk
can't just
louder,
be a
right?
one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying
So
that. But when you
I
don't even
get
give the option
that
to
when you
pass the
see
ball,
people
like
at weddings
you
making about themselves, complaining, getting their, I'm just like,
You say
yeah,
the defender by
oh,
keeping
like
him on the
this
field,
is
you're
true.
in a
Like
situation.
someone's happiness is
like my dad
That's
spent
a lack
the
of
weekend
information
going to garage
that
sales
destroys
and yard
lives.
sales in Santa Barbara.
The wrong choices.
uncanny
you
approach
know,
to
and
the
we'll
game.
never
And did
quite
you see
get to the
that?
bottom of why
Eyes are his
that was
deadliest
what
weapon.
he
When he
took
steps
on
over
as
half court,
that
when he looks at the rim, it
distraction,
naturally throws the
or
defender off. It makes the defender
we'll never
lean
know,
just a
you
little
know,
bit.
why
And
that
just
was.
at the
But
millisecond,
Let me
of him
tell
wondering
you
what he's going to
something.
do, splash.
He
is enough
told
for
me
him
he
to
was looking
explode.
for a tripod. He drove around the block and
Good.
tried his car for 6 hours straight.
I mean,
One
or
of the things I hear
something
all
where
the
that
great teams
person
say in the
needs
huddle,
Some
is
kind
one,
of
two, three, no mercy.
distraction
Now it's time
or
for you
way
to
to
go a bit
lose
harder
yourself
on the
in a
defensive
task.
end.
It's impossible because he could have just gone to Best Buy and got one.
2-point shot
So
for
to go
Curry.
to yard sales,
Just
you know you're not
off the
finding
mark.
it there.
It's
Right,
easy.
but my
Force
dad's
guys
mentality
into
was
low
also like,
percentage
it's a
shots.
tripod.
That's the
I'm
reason
back
why
with
we're
the
big into
tripod, I'm
stats.
not
It was
buying
all
it.
provided to you before the game in the scouting
So
report.
I am on a
Counted.
hunt.
And the foul. He is going to the line.
Yeah.
You know what I
Offense
mean?
has
Like,
very
it's
little to lose
specific
on those
People
type
that
of
don't have
plays.
like
They
these
know they need
tripods,
one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself early on the defensive end
tantamount
by
situation
initiating
be
the
like, I'm
contact
gonna go to a bunch of
and
yard
not
sales
allowing
to
the
try to get a
offensive
break.
player to get that ball above his waist.
They don't have. They're not
there.
They're not at the point where
They're not in the inventory.
They're not vintage
You
yet.
know.
They're not in a place yet
Yeah.
where someone doesn't need them anymore.
Free throws good.
As you get older, you don't need a tripod left.
Exactly.
It's not something you're like, oh, this had a good run.
Yeah, you're
Warriors
holding on to
basketball.
that.
No.
You know, and there's not so
Steph
much
Curry
wear and
in a
tear.
matchup with Kim Cook.
But they're
Also, I don't want the
experiencing
tripod you gave up. There's something
deeply
with the
wrong.
Yeah.
Your contest was
Because
great
their
because
job
of
is
your
to, I
proximity
think,
to the
stay
player.
still.
One
You
of the
forced his
legs
follow-through to
is
be cut short,
janky, and
which
you
made him
know it.
short-arm the shot.
It is your wedding.
Yeah.
Those
So,
photos are just.
oh my
Curry
god.
into the front court.
So
Those
anyway,
guys
all of
didn't
that
big.
is to say, right, that grief is not.
LeBron
Grief shows up in a variety of
Swats
ways
it.
for all of
Sent
us.
a message.
Shit. I was dating a guy in Texas, and we went on a trip where I had my big, the way that I used to get those
defensively, you try to deny
that I
the next
had all
pass
the
away,
screeners,
and you have to
all the Oscar
communicate.
screeners.
If the conditioning is
So,
better, you
you
have
know,
no chance. But if you're able to do
I
all
was
these
big
things
hit.
together,
I was like, hey, I've got Avatar already. It's not out yet. I know I'm older than the girls you date and it'll go crazy, but
Nothing
I've
wrong
got
here on that
fences. So,
And
a month before anyone can get it out,
Ed and I want to go home too.
I've got the DVD of the Changeling. Rush over. So I brought your goods, your wares. I opened my suitcase and just screened the abundance of screeners. And at this point, he was like, I had a house of cards, like every seat. Like, it was like, now TV's up for awards too. It came at the same time. Platform. Got them all. So he chooses fences. Which, by the way, I had already seen on Christmas Day, and Viola, we stand, and I pretended I hadn't seen it. Of course, like, yeah, let's watch that. So codependent. And within the first 10 minutes, he's sobbing so uncontrollably
Oh my.
that I was like, oh, this is what it has to come to for
It'll
you
be
guys.
like
you
scored
scored up,
and this one, Jay,
and
not
on a
totally in the win
Mexico
column yet,
vacation,
but with a
you're
double-digit lead, you have to like your
convulsing
chances.
with
I love when I start
sadness
seeing fans
over
exit
a
the arena so
pretend
early in
thing.
this game, and I hear people say,
Yeah,
this
because
one
it
should be in the
it
bag.
hasn't
But
had
guess what? It's
any-
never a
Yeah.
guarantee.
How lucky
in the
You
real
need to be
world.
careful
Therapist
not
is
to slow down the pace
Viola
of the game
and I
and
would
take the air out
love
of the basketball.
to be able to
You have put
only
your foot on the
emotionally
gas
connect.
and
but you got
run
that
this
for
game with
free
a
a
sense of
month
urgency.
It took Denzel and Viola to get you there.
Process the
to bring it up. Down a
Oh my
bundle.
god.
Must
That's
be nice.
So funny.
agree.
You never feel anything until Denzel
Yeah.
says call to action.
Yep, as you should.
Yeah. And by the way, also, if you were dating someone that got screeners, what was your plan for this green?
Good step.
Truly, how are you
I
going to
love when I
process
see
it?
a
You
good
can do this at the Grove. You can do this at the penthouse with me.
Worrisome about turning the ankle when
Well,
they're
it's
in.
interesting because for a long time I actually stayed away from like movies.
Livingston
Even now,
to bring
to
it
be quite
up.
honest,
Looking
I
to make something
don't
happen.
love consuming things that make me feel sad.
Curry.
I'm good, hard pass. And then I just
He
I
misses.
wanted to see it because I know the performance will be amazing, but there's the movie Pieces of a Woman. That's the one that I don't like. I already I want her whole. I was like a whole woman coming this fall. Yeah, not
Curry.
about her baby that died on the, and I just am like, I just don't live in this. I can do that all by myself, but I'm really okay. Yeah, it's so wild to me. I also, we need to get back to something I forgot to say that I don't remember. Oh, why you inspired me to get right. I really reject this. I wrote a bunch of bullet proofs describing your acting.
Curry with the basketball. They'll run the offense.
Because I believe you are to me make the funniest choices with that on anyone, and I hate everything. You are you don't have to, but you are consistently the most surprising comedy. The only person that I've been as surprised about their choices was when I did a pilot on the station, and I don't know what happened. I got cast the shot. One of the funniest stories I've ever heard is, I believe it was that pilot where you.
James to Cousins.
I thought you were. Was it my gums were bleeding? Make things work. Okay, well, if you want to do this, then why don't we tell the story about how you used to tweet your phrases to the floor? Well, I have money to pay for the doctor. The insurance doesn't cover you after 20 steps. I remember seeing you at an audition, like with a knife, like adjusting your phrases. I had to do my own work. I had to do my own. But there was no way that was doing anything. There was no way you were trained. That's what the problem was. Lots of times it was possible. And so then maybe because you were for sure, but I was so behind on my payments. Right, Dr. Mario Paz. Right. That I could no longer go back. He told me to come back. Like, you can't come here until you pay. And I said, but I have a set of braces behind my teeth. I have to learn how to talk.
So he hits the first, misses the second.
Okay.
Gets it
With
to
these
go.
7 CDs I can't book any of these jobs to get money to pay for this. I am my told me. I'm unintelligent.
In the offseason, flex on them a little bit.
So I had to, when things would pop off, I had to fix them myself and take a, iron.
How'd that not go down?
It wasn't great.
Caldwell
These were
Pope.
tough times. These were tough times. So you changed my life because June and I, when we were like hitting the audition circuit, before we were offered. Before we were offered Tintin. Not completely offered, which I'm like, I'm never here. There's no way. Never. Just I always say, can I please audition? I would prefer to. I would prefer to audition than have it be a personality. Yes. Because what are you looking for? No. So now I just have to be the character, and I don't understand having no idea. No, and like actually, if you want to see my personality, like I'm gonna show you something that's so strange. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like if you just want to see I'm a normal person to work with, what you're actually gonna see is like me doing a version of myself that's so wildly different.
Just incredible timing.
It's really. Do you want to go on a date? What are those movies for? Like, see the body of my work. If you think I can do it, I can. If I can't, I can't.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second.
You're just asking me on a date. And honestly, hire me because I deserve it, and then we'll decide if we'll go on a date after. That's right. Let's just do it the old fashioned. Yeah, that's right. And, yeah, to me, I always feel like that day, I just need to see if she looks like the picture. Oh, I need to see how she looks now. Oh, wait, yeah.
It's getting dangerous down
It's sort
there.
of feel that you just really feel the less I know. Okay, so this is the way that you changed my life. I love when people inspire you and they don't even know they were doing it. That's my favorite thing. So I went into this audition. So again, there used to be 3 movies a year everyone would go out for, and auditions turned into your enemy that week. Yes, we'd run the auditions together. I'd be like, do it this way. That's hilarious. Sabotaging each other. Seeing each other. I mean, my favorite is it took me so long to learn that when you're in an audition waiting room, when people start conversations with you so that you can't focus. Like, do you know what you look like? And then I'm like, it took me so long to realize I was being sabotaged.
To James.
It was a character that was a pregnant sister
Screen coming.
that drank. You definitely booked this job, so correct any of my math.
No, yes, I'm fine. Yeah.
But
To Thompson.
well, first of all, you're the only person I know that has more hair products and like electric hair devices in your purse than I do.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm not afraid to travel with my equipment.
Also, and Mary Poppins, also you will look in her purse.
I love the drop to
And
the basket there.
this
Instead
is
of
something I
trying to
admire
go
very so much.
around or
The
over, go through.
pink sponge, makeup sponge is loose.
I know. People are going to have trouble with
It's
that.
not in a Ziploc. It's
No,
not.
it's gotten better with
Here's
these.
what I'll say.
Mainly because you really got me. I know. I remember when you saw that.
You know, it reminds me of
Okay,
the story.
I-
of
yeah,
the
it was
Legend
just
of
rogue
Zelda
in
story.
that.
So if
That-
you ever
I
get
mean,
a fight,
I'm not-
you're
I
not
don't
gonna
like
say
being
it's
cheese
open
it
again, correct?
crumbs.
I don't want to be a
But
conspiracy
hit somebody
theorist,
with a fist,
but there
what is that?
has
That's
been
five
talk
fingers
about
working collectively together as
in
one.
your
That's how you deliver a
purse.
knockout punch.
Yeah,
That's what we're
patient
seeing
zero.
There was definitely fat blood on me. I mean, there were so many
This type of game
things.
needs to be
It's supposed to be
celebrated.
pink. It
This
was
is the type of culture that is
charcoal.
fostered when you play with
And I was just
unselfish
like
players.
finding
When you give
areas
up a little bit of
that
yourself
feel
and
like
make your
okay.
teammate look great, that's the difference between
And
winning
so
and losing.
I walk in, and
So
you're
when you see these guys smiling, when you see
June
them giving each other high fives,
commits in a
that's
way
because of
to
the energy
everything
that was
she
created
does
from the past.
that I've
Past is one of the
always
most
watched
brilliant
and
things we have
inspired.
in
There
this
is I am
Kyle
going
Kuzma.
for this in a way, and maybe this is how you've always been, but also having sisters, whatever, birth order, January 4th, Heidi Rose Robbins will tell me when. But maybe after your mom died, you were sort of different gear.
Here's one of the
But
biggest secrets as we move into
I
this
walked
new
into an
age of
audition where the
especially
character
in
was
the
supposed to be
draft room.
pregnant,
You have to draft
and
players with size
you
and length.
were
That's the biggest deterrent
lifting
for
your,
any team offensively.
probably, hot topic mini skirt, and you were jamming like a pregnant belly into your dress, and I think you even asked someone to like, can you clip it? I mean, it was like you were in your underwear. It was like
I was always in process in the waiting room too.
it was no, it was a sight. It was like watching a homeless person start their day. I mean, it was like she was like put a mirror on the cat and that's what was doing her hair.
My space.
Self-care.
You know your space.
She's not cheating. She's pulling hair clip, like she's putting extensions in. She's asking people to hold things.
Yeah.
Like you're doing.
It takes a village.
So she's putting a pregnant belly in, and I'm looking at you. And I was like, and I had to go after you, and you go in, and you can hear laughs through the fucking thing. And I'm like, I'm not a good audition. Like, I'm never going to be able to do this. I'm never going to be brave enough. I'm never going to be,
the defense is always going to give great effort,
give
but it's
no
more of your
fucks.
psyche that goes into the next shot
I'm never going to be as
that will
free
limit
as
you when you
that.
make the shot.
I wouldn't even know where to get a pregnant belly.
Like, I'm sure it was a pillow.
Yeah, it was-
But like that was the thing. It's like I was making choices, but on a budget.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
trying to
no.
like spend money.
Yeah. I mean, it was
You
a
know.
trash bag you found on your way in. Yeah, it was two wigs sewn together.
Well, that's it, by the way. So these guys go to still out there. That's acting where the whole is so boring. But at NYU, you
Lisa
have
gets some
different
kind of
cities
acting
and
award.
they're
That's a
different.
great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The
Oh.
rest of
Meisner.
it, that's the game.
Oh, I could have left that whole ankle.
Sure.
Oh, that could have been it.
Listen. Experimental theater
That could have been my whole ankle and my whole career
The
done.
acting studio I went to in LA was called
Oh,
Everyone's
that
Playhouse.
ankle was
It took me
twisted.
6 months to realize it was a Scientology feeding ground.
Most of them are in LA.
And every single note was trying to convince me that I was molested.
Free throws good. Add one more
so
to the
that I
total.
would go to
This
church
game
with myself.
feels
Yes,
you
I
guys
will
reach.
those things.
If this studio
is
gets
it-
me to a point where I can afford Scientology, I'll do
I'm in.
it. How about that?
Not
So,
loose. That'll
in
be out of
the
bounds.
Stella
Last
Adler
touch
studio
by
that
Curry.
our whole thing was create the space. So if you're doing like Three Sisters, you're bringing in a couch. You're bringing
Yes,
in
you
a
are.
lamp.
If you're doing the sequel, you better bring in a
you're
live
bringing in your
bird.
shit. You're bringing your costumes. So that was like, we always knew Stella Adler students who were lugging around like literally like desks from our dorm room.
Carrot Top
Insane.
went to the Stella Adler Theater.
That
That
was
was his training.
But I find it so interesting that you say, like, oh, I couldn't do that great. Because I
Beyond the
see
arc
you
for
as
three.
one of the greatest.
Oh, he couldn't get it
That's
to go.
so weird. Absolutely. Like, the
And now it's
greatest.
your turn to say how
No, well, I will. I'm happy to. I absolutely will, because I do see you that way as just so courageous. Wit. Absolutely. And speaking of that time, and I know we're talking about like auditions and sizing each other up, but you
Man, that may
were
not
one
have
of the
been a
first
gimme,
women I
but
met
that layup at the
who
rim
was,
definitely
you
chips
was
away at the
in my
pride of the
circle
defense.
of like parts I was
To
working on
James.
before, who you had the right lens on chemistry. You did, and I know like your reading room
Nice
banters,
pace,
you were
sets it up
connecting all
and
of us.
slams
Yeah.
it down.
And
I know
saying
there's that
like,
old saying that says
this
one
is
man
not
can't
real
beat
life.
five.
Like we like unionize bitches. I was always like, this isn't.
This isn't it. What's going on in there ain't it. Like we are out
To
here.
Thompson.
And so let's all connect.
I want to be like, we're underpaid. I know how much the budget is. Why are they paying us $1,000? What? They have a $20 million budget.
Also just so willing to
Curry.
like make fun and
Beyond the arc. Buries
contextualize
it
what
on the
it's
catch and
all
shoot.
about.
I was on auditions just to see. I'm like, I know I'm not big at this. I mean, I would audition at a time where when you're sitting in the waiting room, they would be closing deals on the actress who was booking you.
Anthony
She said yes to the Tiffany role, and you're staying there. You spent 3 days on the Tiffany side. So I was like, I'm gonna go fucking in there, and I'm gonna learn how this works. So I went in auditioning that. I would just be like, who's the director? What's your name? Oh, cool. So how should this go? Like, why was this a period and not a comma? Like, I was like, probably too annoying to hire. But I was like, I need to figure out. And then I would meet casting directors, and I'd be like,
Let's loose.
you're nice to
And the
actors.
Lakers
Or
with
like,
the rebound.
you read the copy
Fires the three.
in a way that isn't just running through it, so the actor can't, you know what I'm saying? You're active. Like, there's certain casting directors who would have people actually act with you, right? And so I just was like, I'm never gonna get this job, but I have to get something out of this. It can't be a waste of time. So I'm either, okay, I'm gonna hire that casting director one day, or like, I'm gonna do that.
Can't get it
When I
to
have
go
power,
down.
like,
It's
I
no
But
good.
that's what
And
you
there's
did.
always
So
so much
then
talk
when
about
I
defense. How about
then went on
offensively?
to
If you
work
continue
on
to
the
attack
show,
that
and
shooter,
of
now
course,
you're making him work on the
when you were
defensive
told
end.
by the head
That
of
makes him
NBC
take
that
his
we
legs
were
away
not
on the
ready for me to
offensive
be
end.
cast
I
on the
tried
show.
to cast you to play my sister as soon as I got a television show. Oh no, my best friend.
Not that
Because I
time.
wanted you to be my real best friend. And I, like, literally was like straight off for June is the person to play my best friend in the show. And they were like, oh, they look too much alike.
I remember where I was when I got that phone call. It was so
Imagine
Exclamation
qualified,
point
the
on
best
the
person for
victory.
the job.
Slam
And
dunk
it
at
was
the
so
buzzer.
funny. And then
I can
talk about
guarantee
commitment. I actually had that
appreciated
thought.
it on
Like,
the other
both
side.
are
This
brunettes.
one's all said
I
and
even
done.
have high cheekbones. Like, this is gonna, they don't have the capacity.
No one had the ability to just go, hey, can you dye your hair?
Some highlights in. It's low light.
And then when Zoe Lister-Jones came and auditioned, I was like, we're both pale, we're both brunette. I sent her to a salon in New York to bleach her hair for the audition. She didn't even have the job. And dye it red. She started going bald. And I was like, clip it back in. We'll deal with this later. And she had to go red, and they were like, great. And I was like, it was about hair color. No, Oprah would.
They committed to
Here's
the
the thing,
grind.
like, but
They
they
got
never
rewarded
would
as a
do that
result.
to men. Like, they would never say,
You see Scrubs? It's like everyone
really can exactly
Yes.
the same. Can't tell one
But like,
Uh-uh.
rely on these
Women,
guys.
it's like,
Remember
Wait
Four
a
Kings?
second.
Remember diversity for men is short and tall.
Absolutely, but for women, it's like, oh, no, please tell me who I want to fuck and who I
But
want
didn't
to
get
be
their
my
hands
mom.
raised at
And then I have to know
Who's
who's the fat ugly one? Who's the eight?
Yes.
Who's the sidekick eight? And I know she's funny
Tell
just because she's.
me. But what I was gonna say though is that you and that whole process, even and here's the thing about not getting far, because I was devastated.
The Los Angeles Lakers.
But
I was
showed us
devastated.
how
So what?
important defense can be in this league, especially when it leads to plenty of
We now have to
opportunities
pause
on the
this
other end of the
incredibly engaging, likely Pulitzer Prize winning interview to talk to you about a little thing. I want to have a little mini heart to heart with you because I think we all know the things that are taboo subjects, those things that we all agree we can't talk about at family dinners or funerals, the DMV, the guys who wear flip-flops in December, you know who you are. But one of my forbidden favorites is, shock to everyone, it's sex. Come on! Get out there. We shouldn't be uncomfortable talking about the sex or our lack of the desire for it. That happens too. The loss of desire could be something called HSDD, which stands for hypoactive sexual desire disorder. HSDD is the most common form of sexual dysfunction in premenopausal women. Many women don't know their name,
We look
but
forward to
they're
seeing you
feeling
again next time.
all too well. We're talking about being frustrated, that you're rarely, if ever, wanting to have sex. And this might be a very hot take, but living with a distressingly low libido, it can be very annoying, okay? It's a crapola fest is what it is. But if it sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you have a lot of options. Listen up, friends. Meet Addyi, or Flibanserin, the FDA-approved little pink pill for certain premenopausal women frustrated by their own low sex drive. Are you ready to learn more? Yes, you are. Pull out your little pocket computer. Head to addyi.com to schedule an online visit today. Use the code GOOD4YOU at checkout to find out if Addyi could be good for you or your family. That's good for you at addyi.com. Addyi is for premenopausal women with acquired generalized hypoactive or low sexual desire disorder, HSDD, who have not had problems with low sexual desire in the past and who have low sexual desire no matter the type of sexual activity, the situation, or the sexual partner. The low sexual desire is troubling to them is not due to a medical or mental health problem, with a relationship, or medicine, or any other drug use. Addyi is not for use in men or to enhance sexual performance. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is increased if you drink 1 to 2 standard alcoholic drinks close to your Addyi dose. So wait at least 2 hours after drinking before taking Addyi at bedtime. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is also increased if you take a certain prescription over-the-counter or herbal medications or have liver problems. Low blood pressure and fainting can happen when you take Addyi, even if you don't drink alcohol or take other medicines. Sleepiness, sometimes serious, can occur. Common side effects include dizziness, nausea, tiredness, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and dry mouth. See full PI, including box warning, at addyi.com/PI or call 844-PINK-PILL. That's 844-PINK-PILL. Learn about the little pink pill, Addyi, at addyi.com. addyi.com. I love Ritual. This is no secret to anyone. Ritual vitamins I take on a daily basis. I'm legally not allowed to tell you all the things I believe that it has done for me amazingly, so I'm going to shut up and just stick to prompter because I love this product so much that I go on tangents and then I get a little tisk. So I love Ritual because it's an amazing foundation for health. It's great taste, super flexible subscription service, the ease of incorporating, Emily, you really put this into my voice, ease of incorporating into daily rituals. What tense is this?
You know that they give us copy for us to read directly.
Is this in Latin?
Well,
Beowulf?
It's theirs.
Okay.
It's their copy.
But hold on, okay.
That's exactly what they want us to say.
Which is why I love it so much.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Which is finally, I'm seeing words spelled correctly in correct grammar. I got confused. And now, we've got their protein powder. All you do is add water, shake, and sip.
I love Ritual so much. I thought I could take down this whole shake I made in the time it takes you to read